moving to some different location, that is also connected with the benefits into the fifth house. Because moon in the fifth house is not going to bring success. This is not going to bring stability into your life. Moon is just like that kind of a planet which has the capacity to jump, keep on jumping, keep on moving, keep on jumping, keep on moving. And that is where the instability in your relationship is also going to be somewhat interlinked with not only deciding the place where you are going to live in your life. That is also going to become a major challenge in front of your individual. Because as soon as you are going to decide firmly where I'm going to stay in my life, so that firmness of decisions in one particular area is actually going to create the positive reflection into all the other areas as well. Because originally, if you look into the Kal Purusha only also, moon is gaining control over the fourth house. And fourth house is actually the place, that is the home environment, or that is also your own home. Now, as soon as you are getting married, the circumstances are going to load accordingly, depending over your partner chart also. Sometime at the time of those matchmaking and the compatibility analysis, we also need to check into the fifth house of both male and the female chart. Because if one person is having the benefits like moon, Jupiter, Mercury, they are actually positioned in the fifth house, other person must need to have some malefic associations over there, like the planets like Saturn, Mars, Rahu, and Ketu. Only then this has the capacity to create the balance or the positive balance of energies in your life. On the other hand, if one person, for example, is having benefits, second is also having the benefit placement, this is actually going to create a lot of friction in between both of your interpersonal relationships. Apart from this thing, as I initially told you, moon represents the skill set actually. Now, moon has the capacity to make you a very wonderful healer. Yes, healing industry, HEALING. Now, right now, if you are confused looking for which career option is going to be good for me, look into the moon placement in both D1 and in the D9 chart. Specifically, if it's in the D9 chart in the fifth house, if your moon is exceptionally powerful, it's not necessarily moon is only powerful in the sign of Taurus. In the Jupiterian zodiac signs also, moon has the capacity to act as a very positive planet. But depending on the moon placement in which zodiac sign that is going to be, you also need to pick that particular planet. For example, moon is posited, let's take the example of Jupiter, okay? First moon is posited in the zodiac sign of Jupiter. It may be in the Dhanu Rashi, Sagittarius, or in the sign of Pisces. Now you need to trace where the Jupiter is actually going in the D9 chart in your horoscope. If Jupiter is forming any kind of a connection with the Artha houses, money houses, crime houses, watery houses, in this way, this is actually going to give the indication in which area, which direction you have the capacity to lead your career environment. Because that is also the combined game between you and your partner as well. Like both you as a husband and wife, you are actually looking for starting out some sort of a business in your life. Look into the moon placement. That is also going to actually create some kind of, for example, in your given chart, the sign of Cancer is falling in the seventh house. Now, seventh house is very important for marriage and the married life aspect, okay? And that moon is going in the G9 chart into the fifth house. That is also going to be actual representation of what your spouse or life partner is going to do for a living. If moon is a benefit planet, depending on the zodiac sign placement, it might show working in the field of finance, also dealing industry as a well-being coach as well. Sometimes I've seen a very good share market specialist with this moon placement in the fifth house. So in that way, you can try to correlate and study the results in both D1 and the D9 chart. This will eventually going to help you to create the exact indication of the timing of events and many more things as well. So in very few and very exceptional cases, moon is going to be Vargotama. Vargotama simply means a planet that is posited in the same zodiac sign in the D1 and even in the D9 chart. Now most of the time, moon Vargotama is not considered as a good thing actually, because whenever any planet is becoming Vargotama, that planet is carrying the same zodiac sign energy in both D1 and in the D9 chart actually. And Vargotama is simply a representation of a Drid Dharma. Now the Drid Dharma is actually the fixed karma which you have no capacity to change actually. Now depending over the zodiac sign placement of this moon, like which planet is also controlling that zodiac sign, that might going to alter the results actually. But moon if it is getting Vargotama, what problem you are going to face because of the fifth house, that is your children actually. Progeny is actually going to become a very challenging part, even if you are a husband and wife watching this video right now. If moon is Vargotama, there is definitely going to be certain affliction present in the even chart. And that too in the fifth house actually. Without affliction coming into second to the moon, it becomes very difficult to moon to become Vargotama into the D9 chart. So if certain afflictions are in the D1 chart, that is actually going to unfold their karmas into the D9 chart. It might going to be affliction with regards to your father as well, with regards to your mother as well. Initially, you are going to have a very good relationship between you and your family, and after getting married, that relationship is totally getting altered. Now, any sort of alteration of the relationship, that is also connected with the moon placement. Because moon somewhat is connected with the lineage also, that is the maternal side lineage. And any affliction to moon in the D9 chart represents the motherly karmas have a great amount of impact and hold over this person's life. Now, it totally depends over the zodiac sign and the house placement in order to study how that impact is going to be. But in that way, you can study the result of the moon placement in the fifth house. I hope you have gained some deep insights in this video with me. If you are having any queries, any consultation, feel free to contact me at my email ID. And I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Vedic astrology. And in this particular video, let's try to understand moon placement in the fifth house of your D9 chart. And what are going to be the results that are particularly associated with this moon placement. Now, before actually deeply diving into the results that are connected with the moon placement in your fifth house, you need to understand fifth house in more detail. See, the fifth house in the D9 chart is actually the representation of the skill sets which you are going to develop slowly over the passage of time. Fifth house is also the representation of the level of patience, level of flexibility, even the level of productivity which is present inside you. How you are actually going to adjust according to the other people environment, according to the energies of other people, that is also governed by the fifth house. Any sort of major gains in your life that are immediately happening after marriage. It may be married to a wealthy spouse or life partner, or even after getting married, because of his or her planetary alignment. You are actually receiving a lot of prosperity, even your lifestyle. So that part is also seen to the fifth house. Now, whenever the benefit specifically like moon is actually coming into the fifth house of your D9 chart, this has the capacity to bless you with a very good speech actually. The capacity of a person to motivate other people, even to elevate other people, that is strongly going to be connected with this moon placement. Now, you also need to check whether this moon is having some sort of affliction or not. Whether this moon is with Rahu or Ketu axis, whether this moon is in conjunction with some other planet or not. Because that is where the karmic connectivity is also going to play its role in the D9 chart. Specifically, planet moon is the representation of. If it is coming in the fifth house, and suppose this moon is not very well positioned, it's replicated in the sign of Scorpio, or maybe this planet is actually hampered between the Rahu and the Ketu axis, it shows somewhat the mother is also acting as the biggest obstruction factor in front of you to not being getting married. Or even suppose after getting married, if some problems are actually coming in your interpersonal relationship between you and your partner, mother is actually going to play a very important role in this. Because whatever the planets that are actually going in the fifth house with Rahu and Ketu, and if more planetary alignments are conjunct up there, that planet is going to be responsible for creating the karma related to the significance of that planet. That's not necessarily only going to be a bad karma that is associated with this moon. There might going to be a very good amount of karma depending over the house placement and even the zodiac sign of placement is both even in the D9 chart. Sometimes mother is also acting as the biggest amount of blessings in your life, or mother is also going to be acting as the biggest saving factor in front of your marriage and the marital aspect. So that is where first of all you need to check